That's perfect. Ooh. Get that little heat at the end. Nailed it. Hey everybody, welcome to Chris Cooks. Happy to have you. We're outside cooking today and we are going to make some grilled pork tenderloin. To me, pork tenderloin, it hits so many notes. First of all, it's inexpensive. It's super tender, really juicy. You can do all kinds of stuff with it. We're gonna grill this up, simply seasoned, just some salt, pepper, fresh oregano, and then we are going to make a homemade, kind of like a basil pesto, but no cheese, no dairy, no garlic, anything like that. But the flavor of it is out of this world. You're gonna love it, and it's very easy to do. Let's do it. The one thing about pork tenderloin, it does have this little bit of sinew here, this silver skin. That is not fun to eat, so you don't want to keep that. We're gonna take our knife. If you have a boning knife, that's better than this guy, but this will work. Just underneath the silver skin and then trim as you pull it. And there's this little flap of meat here on the end that's over top of the silver skin. Just very carefully trim it out underneath that without cutting that bit of meat off, because this little toe of meat on the end, I don't know what else to call it, little tail, it is so tender and flavorful. Just that little piece, you don't want to lose it. And if you don't get 100% of it, you know, it'll be fine. It's just that there's a whole strap of it on there. It's really not pleasant to chew through. For our oil, we're grilling high heat, so avocado oil. This is a high heat oil. I like the nutrition profile of avocado oil more than other high heat oils. I think it's a great oil to have on hand. When you are cooking anything that could stick to the cooking surface, the mantra is cold oil, hot pan, or hot grill, or hot cooking surface. When I say cold, I just mean room temperature. This gets applied directly to the meat and then you heat up the surface. So whether you're baking something, you preheat the pan, or if you're gonna cook something on a pan on the stove, preheat the pan, preheat the grill, all of that, and then you oil the food, or you add the oil last minute, and that will prevent things from sticking. Salt, pretty liberal with this. I'm gonna let the salt sit in that for a moment. The grill is heated. I have some tomatoes that I'm gonna use for my sauce, and I want to get those cooking. So we're gonna keep them on the stem, and those are just gonna go right on the top rack. Just 3 little bunches. You can also use full tomatoes. I love the taste of the cherry tomato. It's so sweet, and so it works perfect with this. While that's cooking, oregano. We want just the tender stems and the leaves here. So take your time, pull those off. You can use dried oregano for this if you want to. In my opinion, fresh oregano is a very summery flavor. It just tastes like summer. And then we're gonna chop these up pretty finely. Black pepper, and I want it pretty coarse. We're gonna do a fair amount, some of that oregano on top, and just rub that in. And that is what we want that to look like. Gonna let those go just a little bit longer, develop a little bit more color to them, but the pork is just gonna go right on, and we want it on whatever your hottest point of the grill is. For me, that's right back there. I'm gonna develop some of that color, and then we're gonna move it up to the top and cook it until it's finished. For a pork tenderloin, 145 is perfect. That's the temperature that you're shooting for. It'll be juicy all the way to 160, basically. That's another thing that I love about pork tenderloin is you have a big window. If I accidentally leave it in a little bit long, it'll still be just great. All right, tomatoes, good color. We're gonna pull those off. Okay. Got my trusty little Ninja food processor out here. I use this thing for everything. We're gonna go in with, I mean, this is like a 1/3 cup of macadamia nuts. Let's just give those a blitz. In with all of these tomatoes. Oh my goodness gracious, that just exploded. Hot lava all over my hand. Glove time. Anyways, as I was saying, let's just get all the stems off. Let's check on the pork again. We're just going for grill marks. This is what we want. We don't want to over darken this. So once we have that, then it moves up top. And that's gonna be our baking zone. It's gonna finish cooking up there, and we'll check it with the meat thermometer, not more often than 5 minutes. You want that heat to build up in there and get it to that 145. We continue on with our sauce. Copious amounts of basil. This is probably 2 cups of basil leaves. And then olive oil, just a good, like a fruity olive oil. Let's start off with like a tablespoon. Just test this for flavor here. I've got 2 lemons out here, but I'm only gonna need like half of one. Salt, big pinch of that, actually a couple. Probably a teaspoon black pepper. This is optional, but encouraged. Chili flake of whatever kind you prefer. If you're not a spicy person, if you don't like spicy, don't add it. I love the kick. So I'm adding about 1.5 teaspoons here. Yo, that's good. That's perfect. Ooh. Get that little heat at the end. Nailed it. Actually, the amount I put in there, I would say is perfect for a medium spice. If you want it more spicy, go for like a full tablespoon. But that's just ludicrous. That would be insane, right? Don't do that. Do it. We are 143.5, which is perfect. It'll carry up to 145. Yeah. Don't go cutting into this quite yet. We want to let this rest for about 10 minutes. Slice it up, sauce on top, and it'll be perfect. That's juicy, right? People who say that pork is dry, just stop cooking it to 165. Ground pork, 165. Everything else, and ribs, you know, obviously barbecue. Everything else, 145. That's where you're shooting for. And that's it. Super simple, but the flavor on this is outstanding. The sauce on top, there's a little bit left over. You're gonna want to put that in a bowl and serve it on the side because people are gonna want to continue dipping into this sauce. It is so much flavor. I have to taste this. Y'all, that is just fresh, and I mean, it tastes like summer. The tomatoes, the basil, this sauce is a winner. The pork, again, simply seasoned, grilled up, but the sauce, that's really what makes it. Give this one a try. Would love to know what you think about it. If you have a favorite way that you like to cook pork tenderloin, let me know about that as well. I am always open to trying new things. Hopefully you'll try this one out and make it for somebody that you care about.